Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Sloppy Lab. I'm JT Russell, and with me today, not tonight, but today. Was that too on the nose? We have a very special guest who well, not guest, cornerstone of the team who has yet to make her first appearance on the show. So very excited to welcome Not Tonight, who really would like you to pronounce her TCO screen name as Wilkie.
Vilki, Vilki. But I'm so happy to be here, and I'm really happy that I get a joke like quick draw, and you know
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You'll have
not
to.
everyone gets a joke.
Not everyone gets a joke, and not everyone gets a different joke every time. So you'll have to come back at least once to see if you get the quick draw treatment or the BHawk treatment.
Mm, I'll probably get the same joke because it does not get old. No.
Doesn't get old. I'm sure you get that joke often. Often, when are we playing our match? Ooh, not tonight. Yeah. Well, very excited to have you on. So thank you for joining. Yeah. And I think we saved the best for last. We've now had every Sloppy Lab worker on at least
Mhm.
once. So super cool, super cool. Um, and as folks know, we're still in the midst of our summer respite, if you will, in between seasons of Bottom of the Beaker. This is our blue key interlude. So we did our red key interlude first. We'll have our gold at the end, and there's a little bit of contention on our team about which key to forge first. But I know that Not Tonight knows which key should be forged first.
Always right. Always right. I might be a girl, but I'm not a coward.
Red key first. Yes. I hope you're listening, Quick Draw, because that was a direct shot at you. Yeah, we disagree about. Actually, this is interesting because we disagree about which key to forge first. Some will say red. The correct ones will say red. Some say yellow, which is an abomination. But all of us, all of us forge the blue key second. So this is a nice blue key interlude where no one is going to be worrying about or objecting to the key. Yeah. And hey, Zoc, Data Forge stream, welcome to the chat. Yeah, for uh, a central CEST friendly recording time. Yeah. Yeah. We couldn't get you on for your, wee hours of the morning. Yeah. Yeah. So, we're gonna have a little chat and then maybe play a game. Yes, play a game. I tempted you on here to play a game.
I only came here to play a game. Come on.
Came for blood, going to win the one match and then lord it over quick draw your winning record.
Oh, this sounds like Smack Dog, you know? And my track record with Smack Dog is not impressive.
Well, we shall see. We shall see. I tried to bait you into some smack talk, but no successful.
I know, I know.
Yeah. So I guess we had two things that I kind of wanted to chat on today that we had talked about. Uh, you know, every episode of Bottom of the Beaker, we have to mention Rector at least once, right?
Mm,
Just for that guy playing the Rector drinking game, you know.
yeah, yeah. You were better in the beginning. then you kind of slacked
Well, no,
in that true sloppy fashion.
natural sloppy fashion, and who better to get us back on track, you know.
Mm.
So, how are you feeling about your beloved Rector in the woe meta, the woe world?
Oh, I feel kind of good. I feel kind of good. I think that decks like Rector are well positioned in this meta. You know, that's why I'm not, freaking out like a lot of people that WoW is overpowered, that you can't play the older decks, and you know, all the doom and gloom that we can see on the discords right now. So I think that generally, people, a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people are looking at WoW and trying to answer it. And this is the set that uh, is, the answer is to find a better pressure. You know, that is the answer, because you are never gonna have enough creature control to combat it, or if you have, it just takes so many slots of your deck that you won't win. You won't win. They will always be faster.
And I have to, I have to register or acknowledge the fire from the chat that this wasn't going to be a wine fest about how our good decks aren't good anymore, like some co-hosts wanted to. But we do have a good question for you. What are your OP events that you're planning to go to this season?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to Florence. So if you wanna meet me in person, I'm gonna be in Florence, Italy, in October. I'm really super pumped about it. I haven't decided which deck to play yet, but it sure is gonna be a pressure deck.
Nice, nice. Pressure as a signature element for you. Absolutely. I mean, Rector is not off the table. I think.
Mm-mm. It isn't. It isn't. I had some success against WoW decks with Rector, so that's that could be, behind why I'm not scared of WoW. In fact, I'm enjoying the WoW. Uh, Thanks to you, thank you again.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to have awesome teammates who send you decks. Mhm.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to send you any good ones. You know, you can send those back if you want.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow. You don't begrudge me, I know, a lovely 77 says deck.
that you're also considering as a vault or a contender. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've been having so much fun with it. Mm.
Yeah, and not just having fun, but putting up good numbers. So that's been pretty cool to see. And you made reference that I picked up on, but the folks listening and watching may not. We've now got a little bit of a ritual where I'll open a bunch of WoW decks, find something that looks really, really good, beat up on people in the TCO random queue, and then like go, okay, now I'll play Rector and get crushed.
Yeah, you forgot the brag on our Discord about it,
Yeah,
and then got crushed with Rector.
it goes without saying. It goes without saying. But it's interesting though too. I think it's very illustrative of some of the ways to combat woe, like you were saying. I mean, one of the things that I absolutely want to see least when rolling in with a woe deck, right, are key cheats, and elements that provide pressure that take me off my game plan, right? Um, I've got this, triple rant and arrive deck that I'm very fond of. Drags things out to 20 turns and makes you not forge any keys because it can capture and then give you amber, and then the rant and arrive always hits. And you just say, okay, I'll key charge, and what's next.
Yeah, yeah. I will just win on turn 7 before you get to your
Mm-hmm.
game plan, right? I think this is the only way to combat WoW. Just be faster.
Just be faster. Just win. It's faster. Yeah, there is
Mhm.
might have been trademarked at some point. I forget. But very cool. So you're going to Florence, and also, is there a Polish nationals? No.
Supposedly, there are no details. about it yet. No tickets to be bought. So, but supposedly there's gonna be a Polish nationals. Um, I saw on the official Keyforge page that we are indeed having this national event, but the details are to be D. Hmm.
Interesting.
So, but I will definitely, if it fires, I will be definitely going there, and it's just a week before the Florence. I will definitely treat it as a testing ground, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Testing ground. But of course, I'm just going to win. I'm just going or come second. And yeah, I many people are saying that the nationals are too close to worlds, and if they win, they won't be able to go. And I'm one of these people that even if I place second, I'm definitely going towards if I qualify.
Yeah, of course, first would be ideal and uh,
Mm.
get the
Goes
travel
without
stipend.
saying.
Yeah,
Goes without saying.
yeah. I have to look back at the details, but I think it's just first, or does it depend on the turnout?
Just first, but two people get invites. So the
Okay,
first and the second get invites.
okay.
Hmm.
Although I suppose I was looking back at some past results and I saw one of your. I think we were talking about this. There was some chatter on the Nordic server about some past Vault Tour results, and we were admiring Yerusha on
Hmm.
in the top
Hmm.
16, and of course noticed some other named decks there too, notable. So you may not have to worry about Pink Fraud unless it gets sent overseas again, back to Poland where it began. But it was funny to see, Yerusha and Pink Fraud next to each other in that list, as well as
Hmm.
some others. Yeah. Hmm.
I did not lose to Pink Fraud, but if I were paired against that in that event, I would have probably lost because I played Jakub uh, in the side events, and of course I lost. You know, it, Pink Fraud is a lot of pressure, and Irusha is kind of like mid-range deck, hmm
Hmm.
which just eats it for breakfast.
Hmm. Although the I'd be curious. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about what you were enjoying about the woe pressure that Peacock has in particular, and maybe how that's different from Rector. I have felt
Mm.
very uncomfortable playing against abyssal sight type effects. Where you can't do this
Mhm.
handcrafting. I don't think
Mhm.
Peacock has an abyssal sight, but it has the befuddles
I
and the talent
I
scout. Oof.
don't have the abyssal sight, which is really nice because it just breaks combo decks, probably. So it would be nice to have, but befuddles are good. Befuddles are good too, especially two of them. Like you can't play any cards no matter what. And the talent scout, I really love my talent scout, and I think this is the card that makes people rage quit the most in my games. No, and for good reasons because I see their hand. I take the best creature. I have all the information, and now they just look at their hand and they are one card short. Yeah, and it it is not cool. But for me, it's super cool because uh, so many strange interactions. It's almost like having, I don't know, in the previous decks a mimicry. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
just using the opponent's things to beat up on them, like taking their ether spider. When they have whirlpool. It's very nasty. Or I don't know. The other day I took their gluttony, and I have a lot of capture effects like Aquila, and it was worth it for me to this, just go this to use the gluttony, to get all this amber. So well, it's pretty cool. And not to mention the Morpheus, when you take opponent's Morpheus, you can take another creature from them and
Oof.
cast them still in the same window.
Yeah, we've been experimenting with some decks. Mostly, I think you and Quick Draw have kind of been teasing out the kernel of what makes these decks really tick. And I was,
Yeah, Quick Draw came up with the formula,
mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm. And he had a very low rated deck, and I brought one of my Hexad, my that's in my current lineup decks to test against it, and he won two of the three games, and it was just very very difficult to navigate the hand disruption, the targeted hand disruption between Abyssal Sights and Talent Scout. Like I have my Anthony out, but it gets sent back with pull up stakes, and then Talent Scout comes down and he's got my Anthony. I'm like, what's going on here? Nothing's safe. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. I only have bubbles for Talent Scout recursion, but pull-up stakes, yeah, it's next level. Mhm.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that's cool. So some cool stuff on Woe so far. So we'll see. We'll be curious to see what you decide on for the Vault Tour, certainly. But
Peacock is certainly in the running. Mhm.
if you had to go right now, what do you think you would be playing?
uh, right now, like
You can only bring one deck on the plane, to Florence. Which one goes into your bag?
you know, I I think I would take Peacock.
Wow.
It's it's new.
New
It's
and fun.
new.
New and fun. And
Hmm.
so this is the Woe deck with Bellatoran Warriors, and it's got Saurian, naturally, Unfathomable, and Equidon. Yes? Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
And lots of pressure. So very, very, it harkens back to Rector in that way, but different sorts of pressure, I think. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, it's kind of similar though, because Rector's pressure is board base, and so is Peacock's. I think. I think because Peacock has a lot of token generation, and these Bellatorian warriors are so sticky. Let me tell you, it's like you know they hit play, they stay there. You know, and especially I have exoshell system. What the heck? They are elusive, elusive 5/2. I don't know, just and what's even you know the quick draw formula, like pips, disruption, and what,
Beefy
and big
tokens.
token,
Yeah.
beefy token. So I think Peacock has one more thing, which the deck that he was briefly considering similar failed at. Peacock has a lot of speed. You know, it's got a lot of draw icons, and the new kind of speed that you were talking about coming from the token. So I play a card, I get the token, and this token sticks, right? So it adds up.
Totally. Totally.
So I I think this is very similar. I end up winning games by turn 6 or 7.
Interesting. And that's been kind of around the time where the turn where the other deck that's kind of in the same ballpark, Trash Man, that I've been enjoying, uh, tends to be threatening for the third key. So yeah, definitely seeing some rushy pressure providing disruption wielding uh, decks coming to the fore of some of our woe experiments. So that's cool. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
were joking before about how all these hot takes about Trooper being bad, and now it's like 5 power body looking kind of good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. I was waiting on the time that I beat you with Trooper and remind you how you said it was the worst token. I think I kind of did, but in the game I beat you with that Trooper. I didn't make a single Trooper, so I don't know if it counts.
It's yeah, I think you gotta really make use of the Troopers before I can put a feather in the cap there. Could have been any token.
Yeah,
Could have been any token.
pro- probably you're right.
Hmm.
Hmm. But if it were another token, I might have made some, so even worse. Mm.
Interesting. Although maybe that means you kept good cards in deck instead of on the backsides of Troopers. So I don't know. Interesting. But
I kept good cards in the archive.
yeah. And note from Quick Draw in the chat too that Sorarium is great in Peacock, which features Sorarium, and
It is. It is. It it kind of depends. Um, I think both of these decks are really good. Uh, it kind of depends what I think will be the meta. If I think it will be WoW, then Peacock, absolutely Peacock. And if I think that they will bring like Coda Rush, I think the key cheat in Rector might be actually very important. I don't know.
mm-hmm, makes
I
sense.
don't know. Both of these decks are not great against Coda Rush. They are
Mm-hmm.
not bad. They are not bad, but
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, against Coda Rush, you probably want Dranzid, perhaps.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, absolutely. You want transit.
interesting.
That's
But Sorarium definitely. So this is the Saurian artifact that stops the lowest powered creatures from reaping. Right, not one you see very often or think on very often, but kind of like autocannon has suddenly become very relevant and annihilation ritual.
mhm.
It's like, oh, you turned off all of my tokens. Okay. Yeah. So getting to hose those prospectors or scholars is pretty nice. Is pretty nice. Well,
Mhm.
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. We are talking about all these OP events and stuff, and I'm mostly, a casual player. I don't know.
Don't believe her for a second, people. Yeah. Big shark.
Wow. Wow. I mean, my casual games are pretty cutthroat, but yeah, I can't I can't you know um can't go without mentioning our favorite format,
Mhm.
the sloppy sextet, the only format that should be played, you know.
It is an excellent format. Yeah, absolutely.
First of all, it starts with opening 6 decks. I mean, who can say no to that? This is so much fun. People, open 6 decks and choose 3 that are the best and play sealed triad with them. And sealed triad works. It, a lot of people were saying this is a trash format, this is very bad, um, you know, and I I might. have been one of these people back then
Mm-hmm.
when FFG used it as the Grand Championships format, right? So we were this was pretty early in the game and we didn't know so much about it. But now, the Nordic server is posting um, this bracket of Keyforge houses where they compare two houses from different Keyforge sets, and people have a lot of opinions. So by just looking at the houses and knowing what set the deck is from gives you a lot of insight how good this deck can be. So, and we've played the sealed triad a lot, right? And we almost invariably ban the best deck without looking at the deck list. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this was well tested. This was well tested. People believe us when we say this.
Yeah. I
Seal
mean,
triad absolutely works.
it actually I've done a complete 180 on this format. I mean, I came out of the uh, U.S. national. I forget what it was called in the FFGJ days, but yeah, it was AOA Steel Triad, and Nakana came out being like, I don't know if this format's so great, but looking back, I mean, I'm sure that I banned exclusively by the presence of shadows, and then maybe flipped a coin, you know, if
When
yeah,
in fact you should be banning logos, right?
probably
Like
true.
Caldamara
Like,
did.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I think that's exactly right. They came out of that tournament and said they were really targeting logos heavily with the ban, uh, and I don't know. Everybody probably laughed, except they were laughing with their, you know, their first place trophy. So what can you say? They were ahead of the times on that. Definitely, definitely.
So then you ban one deck, yeah, and play triad with the other decks, and play the best of three adaptive with the banned deck. And guess what? Best of three adaptive is best played with a strong deck, and it is the strongest deck of the whole bunch. So perfect, perfect. Always great games. Always great games. And the three decks that are left are, you know, not great usually. Usually not great. But you have to play three fates with them. So you choose one deck for Archon, you choose one deck for Reversal, and you choose one deck for best of one adaptive. And what's great about it is you are left with the three decks that are not great, and the difference between them is minuscule. It's like, so the margins are really, really tiny, and who can play these margins better usually wins. And it's super fun. It's super fun. If you are looking for matchups that are very close, that are not obvious, this is the format. This is like absolutely the best games with middling decks. You cannot match these decks better by any other means, not by SAS, not by anything else, right? Just open six decks, take the three better out of the picture, and try to do the free fights with the decks. I always feel so bad giving you the decks for reversal. you know, I always feel like, no, there's no way. There's And he usually beat me up with the AOA trash.
AOA Trash has a particularly fond place in my heart. You know, AOA jank decks are the ones where I
Yeah,
shine. Yeah.
I'm always so scared. So yeah, good for Keyforge on making decks that all of them look scary in the right circumstances.
In the right circumstances, totally. And I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. It's a wonderful way to play. And if you have, I don't think anyone's got fire sale decks anymore, sealed, probably not. But if you've got heavily discounted AOA boxes lying around, say like It's a great way to split a box with a buddy. Crack it open.
The
Six.
best way.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. I'm very reluctant to just open a deck. You know, it's a truly like awesome way to play. Yeah, best way to play. I would agree. I would agree.
Oh, if you don't have new decks lying around, you can always use the random access archives to pull up 6 decks out of your collection and do this with. But I don't know, the opening 6 new decks is a big appeal. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, one of the you know, it's not the cheapest format if you're playing with the new stuff. People were complaining about you know, 3 decks sealed versus 2 decks sealed, and how it's not
We are proposing 6 decks.
6 decks.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you are gonna play them all. You're gonna play them all and enjoy them.
that's actually a really good point. You know, it's possible you won't play with one of your decks. Possible. If you get O2'd in the triad phase and choose not to switch,
Mhm,
you could
mhm.
not
That's why
play.
you should always switch. You should always switch. You know.
Totally,
That's-
totally. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna play all these decks, so it's not like you open 3 and only play one of them. You know, in terms of bang for your buck, it's the kind of the best way to do it. You get at least a game with each deck. Mm-hmm. Totally. Totally. We played a Sloppy Sextet League on the team server.
Did.
Yeah.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
We won't talk about those results.
No, no. I think you won.
Well,
And yeah, and you chose to open all AOA too.
we
Which
gave folks the choice of what sets to open. Yeah.
and some cowards and girls chose to open MM. And lost
Mm-hmm.
to the AOA jank.
Yep. And I had rats in my pool too, and they were so good. Although my victory is somewhat tainted, I think. I went undefeated through the league. You know, undefeated in the triad portion, the 3 fates portion, and the adaptive portion was a 2-0. But then then you and I played after, and I think you beat me. the full remainder of the because we were matched up for the triad section, the triad leg of the event. Yeah, so we didn't play 3 fates or adaptive, but when we finished, I think you won both. Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Well, just the victory lap. Next time you got to win the actual event. You know.
I'll settle with winning Florence. But
I,
the one thing I'm not gonna play is Alliance.
in Florence, even if they do, even if you get the opportunity, as they say, to do
There
both.
won't be. You have to choose. You have to choose. But I'm not gonna play Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we if both you and JDG, so who is also qualified from our team for Worlds, which is very exciting. If you're both qualified, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm really hoping that they make some side events. You know, I think Worlds is not going to have a ton of invites. You know, it's going to be let's say a premiere event, right? A very premiere event with a handful of folks kind of there. I don't think we'll see 64 even. Maybe it'll be a draw of 32, maybe. Ish.
I would much rather go to a very big Worlds than this.
Make it a party, a celebration of the season, you know. But I think it would be cool. I mean, I think it's fine if they had, you know, a small event that's the invites are such, but maybe there's a Vault Tour 2 or something like that for everybody else. I don't know. It'd be really cool to have a reason for folks who are not competing to show up and kind of participate and cheer and you know, have a big crowd watching the final games and such. You know, it would be fun. But we'll see. I don't know if there's tons of details. Okay, so there's a note from Clog in the chat saying it'll be kind of a redo of KFC uh, for Grim Reminders plus the main event and some invite related greatness. Okay, well, we'll see. I admit if there's word of the details out there, I've missed them so far. But I'm anxiously watching and hoping that they're going to have reasons for non-participating or non-main event participating folks to show up if there are going to be few invites around, because I think it would be really cool, super cool to have it be something that the community turns out for in force. But we shall see.
Can I talk about my casual trolling?
I mean, maybe should I make you come on again? I don't know. Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up with the casual trolling?
So there was this period when I did not have my WoW decks yet, and it was kind of gloomy, of course, and I wanted to see if I just enjoy straight up Keyforge with any deck. And by chance, there was a DOK update, and one of my decks got a 42 SAS score, which was, the lowest score I had ever had. And don't get me wrong, this deck is absolutely bad. It's bad. I'm not I'm not saying it isn't, but I just wanted to see how it goes, So I took it for a spin for 30 games in casual, and I had good fun. I won like, I don't know, 30, 35%. No, a cool 40%.
Okay.
Cool 40% of games, and it was a challenge. It was a challenge to win with it, but was doable, surprisingly. I got some, I got some wins against high sassy decks. Like the highest was a 77.
Oof,
There was also
spicy.
a 76. You know, uh, usually like the SAS difference was around 26.
Wowza. And I remember this deck well. It has the Uncharted Lands and CXO Tabor,
Yeah, so if it landed, it was fine. I was kind of in trouble, but I really enjoy a challenge, and also it also was good to know that no matter what deck I have, I can still have fun. If I can have fun with this lowest of the low decks, and it really is not. It's not good. It's not like a hidden gem or whatever. Like the rats, the SAS hates on rats, and they are pretty good. This was this. Yeah, but I had fun. It was a good challenge.
That's cool. And I commend you for getting through, or not getting through, but enjoying all 30 games, I guess. So, reaffirmed your, I guess, general love for the game, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought it would be. It, I didn't know actually when I started it how it would feel. I was prepared to have a miserable experience, but it wasn't. It was great. A lot of the losses were really close too. So there's I could use this as research for my adaptive too. The difference between decks is not as big as people think.
And some appreciation for this in the chat too. Really enjoying your appreciation for giving these decks some love and the discovery that goes along with them. I'm gonna put you on the spot now. Were there any real big kind of ahas or things you learned while playing this your lowest rated deck and loving playing it,
Hmm. I don't know. I don't think it's it's not a very interesting deck. You know, it's really not. It's really not. But I've learned some things that I had to see in my opening hand to even have a chance. Like the Uncharted lands was good to land early. If they and it is a lot of creatures. It has a car and CXO Tabor. So if this landed and they couldn't answer it, it kind of like got a lot of advantage. So there were a lot of small things that I've learned. Yeah, it's not super interesting. Like the deck that I'm doing now, it's a Whirlpool deck, and it's much more interesting. It's still a low size deck, but it has some cool plays. Like it has two portals, and one of them has a capture pit.
Mm.
And I've learned that I never want to use the portals, and especially not the one with the capture pit, to raise the tide. I raise the tide for chains and archive the card because it's so important for the deck. I really, it's like when I have these two portals, I get to Ember, I capture one, and I send it to their side. It's a 3 Ember swing, you know?
And so this is the deck. This is the deck where you encountered your first ever stalemate in a game of Keyforge. Yes.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I was at 6, and the only way to stop me, they had a creature with 2 Observe You maxes. So they reaped with the creature and captured 2 of my Amber and sent this creature back to me. And it was uh, mhm. So I saying that that they didn't play any cards, so probably didn't have a way to stop me in another house, and the only way to get to 6, uh, I had to take the 2 portals out of the archive and play them and capture one. So I made 2, captured one. They captured 2, made one.
And neither of you can make other progress, and you're just like, well, if I call a
Yeah.
different house, I lose. So
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So we did this like once or twice, and we said, "Look, we have to call this a draw because, yeah,
Nice, nice. I like it. I like it. Well, super fun. Super fun. I don't know. Maybe it's quick draw being contagious, but I find myself enjoying Whirlpool decks more and more as well.
absolutely." I decided to give this deck a spin because of Quick Draw, and his love of Whirlpool. This is super fun, and I'm seeing, for a lot of people, this is the first time, especially if I'm playing this in the casual. So this is their first encounter ever with the Whirlpool, and it's so funny to see, you know. Mm, yeah, I think a lot of my wins come through that too with this deck. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've been enjoying one recently with that pairs Whirlpool, so the card that sends creatures around and around, back and forth, with Hymn to Duma, which lets you, Omni to destroy a creature and capture. So you get to take their creature, sack it, put 2 Amber on the creature on your right flank, and ship that over. And you can hear the gears
Really?
turning in people's minds when they pause and see it happen once, and they're like, "Oh gosh." Yeah, yeah, fun
Yeah.
times,
So
fun times.
this flank. How does it go?
Hmm.
No, this is super fun. This is super fun, and you know, because of Quick Draw, this is like second nature to me now. You know.
Yeah, I've noticed this as well. I'm always surprised when people are like, "Oh, I don't play tons of Whirlpool games. Give me a second." And I'm like, "What? What do you mean? Don't you play Whirlpool games all the time?" It must
Yeah.
be just just perils of being on the sloppy lab work.
Yeah, yeah.
Weird
Sloppy
decks
lab
get
work
thrown
is
at
the
you.
best. Yeah, yeah. When I wasn't on sloppy lab work, I remember yeah, going against you in Swindle, and we were like, yeah, they have the best decks. Yeah, like my mind was blown. My mind was blown.
Well, I mean, Denizag is pretty special. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, not the deck you meant?
No, no. It absolutely amazes me how you can manage to win with it.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Nice. Cool. Well, this has been a pleasure. I want to do one more thing though before we play a game. Uh, and one of our other kind of recurring tropes on Bottom of the Beaker is pronunciation. Yeah. So
Okay.
this time it's no joke. I was wondering if you could, for the record, tell us how you pronounce each of your hexad decks. Okay.
Oh dear. Not all of them are Polish. Not
Well,
all of
I
them
mean,
are Polish.
we make do with the best we can. It,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Opening the spreadsheet.
Oh, how about this?
So,
How about this? I'll do first, and then you do the correct way. Yeah. For the.
I don't know.
Okay, you just do. She's like, please don't butcher my language anymore. Embarrassing
I
yourself. Yeah.
mean, I mean, I would feel like, a teacher correcting you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about me actually. Mhm.
Very good.
So, my highest sass deck is Eriklis Usurpator Weby. Okay.
Okay.
Then my top 16 from Voltor Krakow is Irusha, Szachrajka Poematu.
And what's the translation on these two into English, if you don't mind, or if there's an interesting one.
Uh,
We chop in some cabbage, not till the end.
uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay, so Eric is Fox, usurper from Weba.
From Webba.
Mm,
Okay.
mm. And Hirusha is a crook of a poem.
Hmm. I was gonna say, what's pomato, like a portmanteau makes me think of uh, like someone holding a bag or something. But
No, it's a
poem.
poem.
Okay.
It's a poem.
Nice. Nice.
Okay. Then we have Joanna Badaczka z Mglistego Wejherowa. So Joanna is is a researcher from Foggy Wejherowo.
Hmm. And that's a new addition to your lineup this season. Cool.
It's a new addition. People appreciate this deck and ban it a lot. Mhm.
Nice.
Okay, so then I have two English decks, W Omen, the cover discoverer, and Miss Transit, the castle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we are coming to my jam, to my Lausas jam. uh, which is 72 right now. Not low enough, if you ask me. Okay. So it's Rector Topur Bigos.
Okay.
And Rector is I don't know, like a dean.
Hmm. Okay. Sure. Sure.
Mhm. X and Bigos is a common family name, which is like cabbage stew.
So the dean of
Literally.
cabbage stew, wielding an
I
axe.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't. Well, the axe certainly adds to its allure of intimidation. Its aura of intimidation. Absolutely.
And Polish people like their cabbage.
Totally. Totally. Yeah, I always feel like the axe is coming down when I know the key charge is there. And like, okay, let's see the untamed turn. Here comes the axe.
You don't have to tell me. I play against Rector regularly, so I know. I know.
Totally.
And I love it. I love the feeling. The this is like a roller coaster. Hmm.
Totally. A very dynamic deck, very threatening. Yeah, fun to play with and against. Unless you're losing with your new highly rated WoW decks, you know. Then doubly fun.
I don't know.
Cool. All right, sweet. Well, we should play a game. I told you I'd surprise you what type of game we would play. Do you feel like playing another Rector game against a new WoW deck?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll sign off here for the podcast then. We're, again, as I said, on a little bit of a summer recess, so we're on an every other week schedule, but typically you can find us recording Bottom of the Beaker episodes right here at twitch.tv/sloppylabwork. You can find recordings of our past shows and other streams at YouTube. Search for @sloppylabwork over there. And for the very best content, 57 times distilled. Search for that very phrase in your podcatcher of choice, and you'll find us there, staring up at you, ready to go to Polish Nationals, hopefully. Yeah. Thanks. In what now?
In Gliwice.
In Gliwice. Hope I did one right. Well, thank you very much to Wielki, not tonight, for joining us on the Blue Key Interlude. Joining for the Blue Key Interlude. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure indeed. And
you pronounced Wielki correctly.
I was just trolling you with the Wilkie before. Just trolling you before. Just trolling you before. And not tonight. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the folks who are departing with the audio train?
Just stay sloppy, folks.
Stay sloppy indeed. Yes, and appreciation from the chat. Good to hear from you as well. Absolutely. No sponsor this week, Cloggin. The interludes we couldn't get sponsors for. Our typical sponsors just wanted, content. What's up with that? I don't know. But all right, a lot of fun. So this is great. We'll play a game. I've actually opened a couple decks that could be fun. Mm-hmm. A new Prospector Jam, or Blorbs.
Always opening the alliance made.
Yep. Pre-made alliance decks. They just come to me in a nice, tidy package. Totally. So I don't know. Do you have a preference? What would you like to play against?
I don't.
Okay. Well, let's see how this Prospector thing fares. Yeah. Let's see. All right, starting up a brand new game. I'll put it in casual with a password of sloppy.
Sloppy.
Didn't hear a Brobnar token in the list. It does not have a Brobnar token. It is a Prospector token, so it's, I don't know, maybe falling out of favor a little bit. But this is a cool deck. It's got triple. Well, I'll just pull up the list here in a second. Triple Press Gang, and a triple Stratosmack. And the Press Gangs here are super cool because the deck also features a Broken Axe Outpost. So very often in Brobnar, once you've got things going, once you got things rolling, right, your Broken Axe Outpost smacks down a creature on the other side of the board, and then the Press Gangs come out to make 3 more tokens. So that's super cool. It's also got double closed door negotiations, double mass buyout, and 2 puzzling trinkets. A lot of cool doubles in the deck. But
I don't love seeing the Jarls.
Yeah. Jarls
Mm,
Jarls are gonna be nice.
so big. Yours so big and Namquid. Dang.
Hmm. Yeah. I position this as
Glory
the.
is cute too.
You thought this was an impromptu
I
choice, but I've been
know.
planning this matchup.
I now know how it's done. You invite guests to the stream and then choose a deck well positioned to win over them.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Okay.
Cutthroat casual games, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Ooh, interesting. Adjust that a little bit. Okay. All right. Memory chip. Very nice. I'm going to go into Sanctum. Play a
That's
monk
the first
dude.
hurdle, not a witch on turn one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then
Yeah, an uncharacteristic no witch on turn one. Though memory chip gets you lots of value too. Mm-hmm.
hopefully we'll see. We'll see.
I may be a little greedy here.
Things are not looking great.
Alright, I'm just going to play this Absolve, reap twice. Maybe hope you give me a witch to burn or something here. We'll see.
You want the witch to burn.
Whoa. Question from the chat here. Is the memory chip being inserted in the same place featured on Dysania? That is a question indeed. Pull up Dysania so we can see the artwork. No. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, sound the horns. Find Skanger.
Get a Kanga chieftain.
Okay. I don't like the sound of that. So Foozle fights one down, and then here comes the drummer. Oof. Well, folks, thanks all for joining. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the Dysania here. It may be that the... Must be the individual. Must be? Not sure. Oof. Brutality. I thought we talked about the plan.
I gave you a slow start. What do you want?
Oh, man. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to smack this drummer knot. Play a press gang, which gets archived. And hopefully this Jarl slows you down a little bit. But that's going to be a key. That's going to be a key.
Nice, nice. I like it.
I've also caught myself doing this a lot. I notice that when I'm playing on TCO, I'm not great about checking to see what I've tokenized. Whereas playing in real life, I'm always looking at things as I put them down.
Never happened to me. Never.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Okay, okay. Perfect. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, so what did you do here? You played a researcher. Okay, okay. And so now we've got this director to contend with. Awkward. Already awkward. Well. I think I'm gonna go into Sanctum. let's prevent this director from getting out of hand, you know. And the Promise Blade, I always want to play the Promise Blade, but I feel like it's probably just a discard. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna link these decks in the chat too. So we've got Rector. Oh, I didn't have my turn. Apologies. So there's a Rector for folks who don't have it bookmarked.
So you've played your Retribution. Huh?
Played the Retribution. Yes.
I'm going tamed.
And Gunsetter, the Scientist of Progress, also.
Why this?
Value from Darna. Cool. Yes. Rustnar.
Not a lot of value. And let's see.
Dusk Witch. Okay, I have just the thing for that Dusk Witch. Yep, we're gonna Stratosmack.
Ding.
And then roll the press gangs. Yeah. Make a thing. Okay. Okay.
Does not look great. Does not look great. Okay. Let's go Logos then.
Archives building. That's your 5th archived card. Okay. Library Babble. Cutthroat Research. Very nice.
At least the Glorious Fuel will not hit me.
Silver Linings.
Do I own a wormhole?
Oof. The Wild Wormhole.
Could give you a lot of cards.
My cowards are going to draw me some cards, huh? That could be cool.
Let's do it.
Pilgrim Avalanche. Nice. Ooh. Oh, cool. Cool. Wow. Wow. That is some pressure indeed. You ask the tough questions here, my friend.
Always. Always.
Yeah.
Rector is all about the questions.
Yeah.
It does not have any answers. Any answers whatsoever.
I think I gotta do this for the lulz of nothing else here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 amber coming your way from a mass buyout, huh? Well, I'm not taking my archives. The chat's berating me for not fighting with my my Brobnar. I think I wanna reap and draw into 1, 2, 3, yeah. Going for it. Do I stop this check? I don't think I can. Nope, not quite. Interesting. Interesting. No. Oh. I should maybe have captured there, but I think if you key charge me with Nature's Call, then I'm sunk either way. So let's see.
Now would be the time for my wormhole to play me what? The cutthroat research, right? Let's see. Or maybe. Okay.
Oof. Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we've got. Cool.
Let's see.
Cutthroat research, yes! Yes! Called it.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay.
It just.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay.
You say it's just, Justin.
I think maybe not. Okay, I have some options now. None of them look great. None of them look great. And you have 7 in archives? Ooh. Okay, one Brobnar here. This is not shaping up well. I probably should have been fighting with Brobnar before, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, got that one, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna capture 5 here. Maybe I will draw 50-50 on the axe outpost or that one. Okay. And
oh, come on.
You have an answer for my cowards, surely. Surely.
Maybe.
Oof. Oof. Oh boy. Right into Brobnar. Let's see it. Okay, not sad to see that Nature's Call go by. Won't lie. And stunning my dudes. Tremor, huh? Dang. Interesting. That is unfortunate for our hero.
Sounds promising. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you're forcing my hand. Don't like it. Alright, back to Equidon we have to go. Unstun these dudes. So let's see. When I play Closed Door, right? Do I actually want you to draw more cards here? I feel like the key charge is the big threat. Or
It's tense. It's tense.
yeah, or I just hold the Closed Door. Play this guy. I think I need to threaten for a key here. Yeah, it can. I don't need to have the Amber Pip. actually give me an amber here. So I would steal 1, puts you at 6 and me at 5, and then I'd steal again. Or I can take the amber and only steal 1. I think I'll steal 2, and then do I draw or capture with the other? I guess we will capture there. And yeah, that is possible too. Oof, that is terribly sad. I think we're gonna take this amber. Yeah. Let's put it on the Jarl and the Grok. Yeah, the chat reminded me that I should be probably damaging this Jarl, so he's at least not a coward. But
I mean, it would be ideal if Jarl were not a coward, right?
Totally.
Okay. See what we've got here.
Yeah. Ruh-roh. Okay. So, no cowardly Grok for you. Well. Yep. Oof. Oof. Don't do it. Don't play the Ganger Chieftain. Okay.
No.
Okay, interesting. Sanctum it is. Sanctum it is. Gonna gain a few. Numquid's gonna come down and leave you with, I guess, this Foozle? Though the Grok, there was a case for the Grok too. Now we gotta capture 5, huh?
Should be easy.
Should be easy.
Oh, come on.
I'm trying, chat, you know?
Okay. 5 is okay. 5 is okay.
5's okay. 12 cards in hand. 1's got to be that key charge. Yeah. Regrows the Drummernaut just for fun. Regrows the Grok. Okay.
A lot of fun. And now play Switch. No.
Key charge. Nicely done. Good game. Well played. And if anybody wants to buy Kunsetter, the Scientist of Progress. Good game.
Very fun.
Well played.
Very fun. But actually, Rector lost 1 game versus your Time Bender.
Yeah, Time Bender. Yeah, that was an interesting one. I think Rector would probably come out on top more often than not if we played that matchup over.
I could also see Rector losing to this. You know, if he played.
If I played a little better. Yeah.
I don't know. Just if cards fell another way. You know, I had a lot of luck. I had the combo early, and then I hit the cutthroat research with my worm
That was very
just
nice.
at the right time. Hmm. Hmm. And yeah, I was able to archive a lot of my Untamed.
The Untamed was coming. It was a matter of time.
It was coming. It was coming. I was just a member or two short for the last 3 turns. Mm.
Yeah. And the trinket's very cool. I mean, I could have been drawing some cards, blowing up my own dudes, maybe even boosting your amber total so I get a better closed door. Yeah, I was worried about pushing you into key charge range, but probably would have been best to put at least one damage on Jarl, so he wasn't a coward. You know, a faux coward. He didn't fight. He didn't really earn that damage, but you get a pass.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wanted that
Mm-hmm.
that ember. That would just make me fight, double fight, and lose my creature. So you would also get your ember back. Um, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
Cool.
that it wouldn't make much of a difference, I think.
Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Though I do enjoy puzzling trinket. That's a lot of fun to work with, especially when you have ways to punish large amber swings after the capture amber is reclaimed. You
Mm.
know.
It's the most puzzling card in the game right now. The name does not lie. I It's so hard to know which what do you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Totally. Well, I'm going to put one more record in my match history list with my Spicy Wodex losing director. Nice.
You're
Nice.
always welcome.
Uh huh. Yeah. Uh huh. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So, thank you for the game. Time for me to probably get back to work, but it's just a lot of fun. So glad we got to do it. And yeah,
Thanks for having me on Test Friendly Time.
totally. And thanks to you for the chat, for hanging out and chatting with us. Good times as always. And we'll see you in a couple weeks for the final interlude. So, thanks, peeps. Catch you on the lab.